Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dave back again, and for today we are finally going to be going over the perfect grade unicorn 160 scale from Bandai. I've actually had him pretty much done for a couple weeks now. He's been sitting up on the shelf, and as you guys know, I did up the full armor and did the review on it, and I've kind of put this off, and I apologize for doing this. It doesn't have anything to do with laziness or anything, because it actually will be longer for me in the long run. I will be breaking this into 3 videos, and I will try and keep them short and sweet for you guys. No, like 20 minutes each, because nobody wants to sit through all that crap. But it's easier for me to do a overview in unicorn mode and then an overview in destroy mode, mainly because you guys know me, and I will end up popping off pieces and flubbing up and so on and so forth, and I prefer to do everything in one take if I can. So I will do the unicorn mode. I'll do this video, then I will transform it into unicorn mode, and then the third one will be in unicorn mode with all the full armor parts on it. Now, the first thing that I have to say on this is I've been seeing people having issues with separation at the waist when they have it on the stand. Yes, the wire is loose. I have not attached it yet up through here, and that is for reasons so that I can pull them off if I want, and I have the freedom to do so with it still lit with the wire on there. But once it's all done, it will get all buttoned up. But people doing, because this is adjustable, the cradle is adjustable, and having him in a flight pose, which is how I would prefer to have him. Now, I don't know if he will end up being more stable with the pods on the back from the full armor, because they have their own stands, but then again, only the upper body is being supported and not the lower body. So I will have to do some checking on that and see how that ends up coming out with that. Now, I have thrown some panel line wash with the Tamiya line stuff. I'm blanking out right now. I think it's like midnight or something. Just to help accentuate some of the panel lines on here so you can see them. My issue with recording this is with some of the parts like the backpack and stuff like that being darker, to be able and get the exposure low enough where you guys can see the details that are on here, then that stuff just kind of disappears. So with that all being said, and I do just have his hands in a standard fist pose. Again, one of the things that I don't understand, and I'm just going over these little quirks off the top of my head, is why they did all the frame in brown. I don't quite get that. I think it would have looked better in a black. The hands here, they did, it's gray, and then the styrene part that are in between the knuckles, or on the digits, are in the brown, so it looks funky. It looks like a brown and gray candy cane. I think we had that issue with the red frame. That always looked odd with me with the different colored fingers. So going over, and I will kind of zoom you guys in here. Now, one thing, here, I'll do it. One thing that I did end up noticing is in the horn there are 2 like little cylinder magnets in there, and they are what end up holding it together. They work okay, though it is not perfectly flush, and you can kind of see the gold. But once he gets all painted up, and we will do some modifications to that, you won't be able to see that. That is my goal anyway. Remember, I also have, and I will do a series of videos on it, the add-on parts, the metal add-on parts for this. So I'll show you guys how I end up doing the placement on that. The wiring was fairly simple as long as you follow the directions. There is a lot of snaking, a lot of little clips and stuff that it goes to. which turned out fine as long as you pay attention to what direction to twist the lights and stuff. And speaking of lights, I'm going to kick that on. I don't know if you guys can see the eye part up there, and you can kind of see that you get the glowing through the frame. Now, one of the reasons I haven't done the video and everything is I actually kind of like it like this in the unicorn mode with the light creeping out of all the crevices. There's something I really like about that sitting up on the shelf. And I will be fully honest, I have not transformed this yet into attack mode. So I'm kind of interested to see how that ends up looking. And I already know from all the pictures and stuff that I have seen, I probably will not be transforming going into the third form, just because it opens everything too much and you end up having seeing too much of the lights. Now, what I was surprised by was I did not find that I would probably really need to add any lights to it. It seems to be adequately lit. And as far as lit, you can see there's one wire hanging down here, and it goes to the backpack for the thrusters back here. Here is a disappointment. Yes, you have the light kit in here with the fluorescent or UV active psycho frame in the backpack. They have the boosters which attach to that, which makes the boosters red when I think they should be blue, because you end up seeing them blue in all the other things. It would have been nice to see that changed a little bit. I will probably end up swapping out and putting an LED into here, as well as I want to on the booster pods that go onto the back. It is very nice that it came with its own display base, and we'll get to that here in a minute. There are plenty of panel lines and everything on here. Range of motion on the head is actually pretty good. The only hindrance that I ended up finding was the way that the wire goes in here. It is pretty stiff. And I'm noticing on camera, you can kind of catch up in here, the camera is catching the flickering a lot more than it is in person, but in the dark it does have a flicker effect. I just caught that out of the corner of my eye looking over at the monitor, so I just wanted to bring that up. But the wiring is pretty stiff. I would almost like to see it swapped out for a softer wire. Even something like the wire that's on the back here is more pliable. That's just kind of heavy, and the casing on it is thick. You go through, you've got the backpack, which is of course in the navy blue. You've got the beam saber handles folded down. Like I said, a lot of panel lines and details, a lot more than you ended up catching in the promo shots, and I think that's because it was in white. And it's hard to get a good picture of it with it showing all the details and getting a bright enough exposure. So I think they were kind of torn on that and went that route. The skirts are pretty well done. You do have good articulation with it. Again, and we'll get to what that sound was here in a minute. Panning you guys down, we're going to look at the skirts here. Skirts do have good articulation and good range of movement. The downside, as you can see, the wires. I think they could have done the wire management a lot better than hopping from one panel to the other. Maybe if they split it, something like that. We'll get into doing the modification and changing that, because I've already run that through my head and how I want to do that. So I'll walk you guys through my process on that. We'll make it a lot cleaner. But like I said, good articulation and everything, but the wires poke out and or poke up the panels on that. moving our way down some more. I'll just do it this way. That works. Not exactly the crotch shot you guys probably wanted, but it's the one you get. Let's see here. Good details as you're used to, and this is where you'll end up seeing I'm having problems with the exposure. But standard for a PG, you've got the the hosing back there. You get the typical, if you've done one of the master grades, then you already know the gimmicks with the legs and how they end up looking. You get the blue on the feet. You do get these panels, which do have some good articulation for moving around and everything. Another downside here, this is another thing I'm finding I'm having to kick it on, because the timer is only like 60, 120 seconds, something like that, and it shuts itself off. I would have liked to have seen a light panel in the feet, as you do have the psycho frame parts down here, but they don't end up lighting up. They do catch some of the UV light that filters down from the leg, but not really enough to make them bright. You actually do get really good articulation with this top foot panel over here. Another one of my peeves, as you can see over here, is how the armor sticks out from the leg. I've always thought that that should be more flush. So I think I'm going to try and do something. I'm not going to modify where it sucks up closer, but I might add some plate in there to cover up that gap. I think it might look pretty good with that, but I'll end up seeing that with when I have it in full armor. Now going through here, that sound that you ended up hearing, and this is really irritating me because I can't even see. Let me kick this exposure up one notch, and that's a little bit better. Okay, so what comes with it, as standard in the box, you get the unicorn, you get 2 Gatling guns, which are actually very nice, and you can either attach these to his arms, or you can attach them to the shield and have them hanging off the side there, and you can have them sitting on the base. Now what the sound was, and where I get really irritated, is they will fall off at just looking at them too hard. You do have slots that are here in the back. You can see you've got slots for actually 4 shields, 2 bazookas, 2 beam rifles. I think they could have managed that a little bit differently. But so for the beam rifle here, you do have you know, the big clip that comes out, movable parts. I did put the stickers on this, though I have not put them on here yet. You can kick up one more up into the chamber up there. Movable parts. It's just like the master grade, just bigger. Bazooka. Pull that off. Big. Like you guys saw with the full armor, it's big. And if it wasn't big enough, that's another thing. These pieces come off easily. They don't snap in for the most part. So I probably would suggest, especially if you're painting it, to drop glue it and to hold those in place. I haven't snapped this off yet. This does not come with it. This is with the full armor set, and this is the little grenade launcher. But you do, you know, this does slide out like that, and does make it a total of a crazy like 12 plus inches, I believe. That does have a slot to snap in the back, and then of course you've got the shield. You've got your standard shield here, and I think there, that's better for you guys. Meh. Okay, so you do have your standard shield. Right now I have the attachments on there for the Gatling guns. I'm not a fan of having him hold the shields, though I might, but I was thinking of having them in like the pyramid shape around him. I do not know yet, but for the psycho mode, you know, they just slide out like that. Again, just like with the master grade. The only suggestion that I would end up making, you don't really need to on this side, but this side I'm going to, one, be filling in these holes, and two, I will do some plate, thin plate over that to cover that up, because it is kind of unsightly and you can spot it easily. So let's spin this baby right round, baby, right round. So, just going off of unicorn mode by itself, I like it. For the price point of $200, roughly $200, without the lights, I like it. I think people are probably gouging a lot, especially on eBay and things like that. I mean, I've seen the light sets going for, you know, a couple $100, priced up to, I saw one for like $400. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? No, I don't think so. It is not a breaking point not having the lights in there. Even if you had it just like this in unicorn mode, even full armor, it would look good. Throw a black light in your display case with it, and you're good to go. But for the price point of about $200, I would say this is a definite buy just on this alone. But as usual, stick with me, and I will do up another video which will be quicker than this one, because we'll just be going over what gets transformed and what it looks like. So now that I'm out of breath, I will talk to you guys on the next round. Peace out.